Hello, messes. Welcome back to She's Speaking. If you didn't know, I'm covering Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, Season 2, episode by episode. Today, I'm actually going to do episodes 7 and 8 because 7 just didn't have enough going on and I don't want to do another short one. So, before I get into it, though, make sure you're subscribed, following the show. If you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, and if you're listening in a podcast, rate and review if you can. Okay, let's do it. All right, we are still in Arizona and they're making TikToks. And Whitney goes, "Does this mean I'm back in mom talk?" Which is incredible. Incredible. They put it to a vote. They go, "Let's vote on it." They fucking try to vote on whether or not Whitney can come back into mom talk. Spoiler alert, she's already there. She's already in. It's already happening, guys. But they put it to a vote anyway, and Taylor is the only one who raises her hand because you know what? She will not let someone feel that outcast. She's been there. She gets it. All right, keep that in mind for the way Whitney handles things later. Put a pin in it, okay? So Demi and Layla say that they're voting no as a loyalty for Michaela. Which is insane. I'm telling you, the hive mentality is so real. And Michaela's like, obviously, I'm never voting for Whitney, ever. Miranda is happy she didn't ask for a vote. Miranda's like, well, I will definitely not be asking if I'm in mom talk anytime soon. That was huge. She's like, that went horrible. That could not have gone worse. That was like most people's nightmare. Most people's like social nightmare, for sure. Okay, back in Utah, Jesse goes over to Demi's house. They're wrapping presents, and I loved the wrapping paper. Loved it. I love a good Christmas decor situation. But they talk a little bit about Demi's infertility stuff. And did I hear this right? Did Demi say that Brett could have sex with Layla to help them have a baby? If that were to work, I'm like, does she need to have sex with him? Like, couldn't they do, like, what? You would be okay with Brett having sex with Layla? Wouldn't that just be like artificial insemination? I guess it's cheaper just to have sex. Maybe she was kidding. I don't know, disturbed me. I don't think she was, that's why. All right, Taylor brings Ever over to Dakota. I'm assuming this is Dakota's own place because it looks like it's just like a one-bedroom apartment, like almost like a studio and not his friend's place anymore. But dude, I wanted to smack Dakota. He's like, "Babe, your mom took my wipes. What do I do?" Order some. Like, you could DoorDash it. So Taylor is going to have to go get them for you because now you have the kid. Now you can't do anything. Oh my God, useless. They admit that they're still sleeping together, and I'm like, well, now you're just fucked. And I know what Taylor's doing. I've been involved in such bad, toxic, on again, off again situationships, but it is really taxing on everyone around you, on everyone who's not involved in it. It is like, okay, can this end, please? All right, Cam and Layla. So apparently they got into a fight because she was pushing him away. So now he may not go to Friendsgiving. But now knowing that like he was like that Layla sees that he was pretty much just doing this for camera time, I'm like, okay, he'll be going to Friendsgiving. He wants to make sure he's on camera. Whitney's announced the Great Mormon Bake Off, which is creating just the right amount of silly drama because all of them now want to be the best trad wife, which I'm not even kidding. I'd never even heard that phrase. I am not even kidding you. I was like, a what? A trad wife? I had to Google it. But Brett and Demi go shopping for said bake-off. And Brett is really pissed about the cheating rumor. And Demi's like, if it's not true, why are you so mad about it? Which is a great question. But Demi was explaining like who Brett is basically like in Utah. And she says, well, his sister is married to Larry King, so he's used to being in the media or something. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. The Larry King? The what? Actually, why didn't I Google that yet? Hold on. Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Brett, sister Larry King. Okay. Brett's sister was married to Larry King. Brett's older sister, Sean, was married to former TV host Larry King from 1997 until 2019, which was 2 years before King passed away. Why'd they separate before he passed away? That's crazy. But that's nuts. That is wild, wild. Whoa. All right. Okay, but on that note, the reason why Brett is maybe the most paranoid about it is because there's a rumor that he cheated on his ex-wife, most likely with Demi, I'm going to guess. So that's why she's like, and that's not true. Unless there's another rumor I don't know about, but like, okay. But he's very, very pissed off. And so they walk out of the store and we only get the audio of their conversation. And he's like, I would never do that in a million years. Do you know that I would never cheat on you? And she says, if I was guilty, this is how I would be acting. And then that's it. That's all we get. So do we think there's a possibility this is true? Kind of. I mean, I think Brett is very concerned with how he appears publicly. I think that is his biggest concern. So, Brett, I love when we get off-camera audio-only moments. I love it. Doesn't it feel like, it feels so voyeuristic? Or like we're sneaking it, like they didn't know. That's right, we can hear them. Anywho, Macy goes to Michaela's for a baking lesson. And honestly, I don't blame Macy is insulted. She's like, I could have taught you how to fucking make sourdough. Okay, the only reason Michaela is making sourdough, though, is because Whitney is. And then it's like this thing of who actually started the sourdough thing, Macy or Whitney, which is incredibly stupid and amazing. Right? But like the fact that Michaela is making sourdough just because Whitney is amazing. Okay, the next scene, Whitney is making her sourdough. She's putting, I had never heard of CTR, this very Mormon phrase, choose the right. And it's not, I was like, this is very conservative. This is feeling very Republican, but it's not, apparently. It's just about choosing the right path and the right things. Anyway, while she's making this sourdough, Zach comes over. Jen is still not well, but Zach, I kind of like respected Zach for showing up and being like kind of pissed at the women and talking about it on camera. He's like, if Jen's not going to do it, I will. And he's like, some of the women are making TikToks about Jen with their husbands, but not reaching out to Jen. Which, yeah, guys, like, what the fuck are we doing here? But Zach is like, I know that this is Demi and Jesse getting Layla and Michaela to not like Jen. But Zach's like, don't worry, I got this, babe. Jen found out some stuff going on with Demi and Brett. They have a lot of skeletons. And Whitney is shameless. She's like, what did she find out about? Like, I'm just wondering if like something we can talk about here right now. But all Zach can say is that Demi is getting a cease and desist to stop Jen from talking about what happened in Italy at aka Vanderpump Villa. And that's juicy. Now, note the way Whitney is, this is episode 7. Note the way Whitney is acting with Zach. First, Zach is invited over to have this conversation. And she is like trying to get Zach to say whatever intel Jen has found out about Demi and Brett. She's doing all this. She's clearly very, very supportive and not like team Demi at all. But like the way she flips, because now in real time, Demi and Whitney are like the only friend. They're the only one each other has, basically. And they are two peas in a pod. They're going to events together. Seeing that actually does make me think that Demi will be back to the show, because why else be friends with Whitney? And I think Whitney is just calculated as hell. And she's like, oh, this will be perfect for me. She's like, then I don't look like a hypocrite, because then I'm not coming back trying to like kiss their ass. But we'll continue. We'll continue. Cameron and Layla meet up at Swig, and she's crying, and I fucking hate him. I hate him so much for making her feel bad. Because he's like, I was feeling insecure in the relationship. And she's like, I know, I do this. I push people away. You know, I've got my past of getting cheated on by her ex-husband, Clay. And he's like, now I'm going to Friendsgiving. I'm like, bitch, we knew you were going the whole time. You just wanted a whole scene. Michaela comes to Layla's Friendsgiving bake-off thing with 4 options. And the best, Michaela and Whit both stenciled CTR on their sourdough. Michaela is so mad. She's like, God damn it, cut that from the show. Layla's pumpkin pie isn't even cooked. Layla's pumpkin pie is straight up not cooked. I'm like, did you bake it at all? Taylor bought her pumpkin pie, which I respect fully. But so did Demi though. Didn't Demi go and get hers? Was that allowed if someone else baked it? Like if you bought it? Because didn't we watch Demi go get that cake? Miss Connor is so fucking funny. He knew he was giving us a TV moment because Demi's cake or whatever it was, better than what. Is that what they call it? Other than better than sex, better than what cake? Had little penis sprinkles on it. And Miss Connor goes, the penises didn't bother me. And I really love him for that. I really think this was a great episode for Miss Connor. And if you're wondering where I got that from, Kendrick, and if you know who Kendrick is who I do the weekly wrap-ups with. He's got his own podcast, I Cannot, which is great. You should check it out. But anyway, yeah, Kendrick is the one who calls him Miss Connor, and I can't undo it. It's too good. But this is the good episode. This is the good episode because when they sit for dinner, there's this great conversation that happens with Taylor about Dakota, and we'll get into that in a second. But just for the record, Demi won. But I honestly was like, that doesn't make sense because she literally bought it. And also, Michaela's husband was asking for trouble because he gave Whitney a 9 on her sourdough. And Michaela's like, oh, we will be getting divorced. We will. It's happening. But okay, they sit for dinner. And Layla, well done, girl. She brings up the Brett cheating rumor. And she's like, how are you doing with that, Demi? Like, I would be spiraling if that happened to me. And Taylor's like, well, you know, mine turned out to be true, too. So just dig it in a little bit. But of course, Demi's like, Taylor's just projecting and jealous. I'm like, maybe, but also, no, that happened. Like, it really happened. Macy really got the thing and whatever. But the convo then switches to Taylor and Dakota. And Dakota has given her an ultimatum, like, give me 100% commitment or we're done. And Macy is the real one. And she's like, that's cute, but does he deserve that? Thank you, Macy. Thank you. He's over here acting like he has the right to demand that. I'm like, you have not earned it, sir. Okay, so the answer from Taylor should be no commitment. But a thank you very much. But here comes Miss Connor. He says, I hope you know that it's not okay what happened, and it's okay for you to feel sad. I'm like, okay, where are we going here? Love you. And Taylor thinks, she's like, I'm also the problem. Like, I was awful to him. We both have valid reasons to leave. Fair. And then Brett, with one of the heaviest questions, he goes, do you feel like you're deserving of love? Jesus, man. That's a deep question. If someone said that to me, I'd be like, I mean, I don't know if I want to unpack that right now at a dinner table. And Connor opens up, though, and gives an incredible monologue. Incredible. He goes, you all didn't meet me before everything came out. I was a bit of an asshole, and I was given a second chance, and I don't feel like I deserved it. And I do not tell people that the second chance is a road I would recommend, because you got to think long and hard about this, because those 2 years we spent working on it hurt every day. All that matters is trying to find that peace in your life. It's worth finding that peace. So whatever it takes, just do what you got to do. I mean, there was like a score playing. There was a slow clap that happened. Demi's like, okay, like what you just won the whole dinner. You know? And what's so good about this makes Demi and Taylor like kind of call a truce, you know, because Taylor's the one who was like trying to bring up the rumor and be like, well, mine was true. But for now, just wait for the next episode. Okay. Now let's just get right into said episode. So now, episode 8. The very first screen, 2 days after Friendsgiving. The CMAs. I don't know if this is because I've always been an anxious person, but when I hear something can help my gut, I'm always interested. A balanced gut microbiome is like my holy grail, except I don't love the idea of changing everything I eat in order to get there, you know? ZBiotics sugar to fiber converts some of the extra sugar from the food you're already eating into a beneficial prebiotic called Levan. This is a genetically engineered probiotic drink. Sugar to fiber produces an enzyme called Levan sucrose. It breaks down sugar into its molecular building blocks and then stacks those blocks back together to make fiber. Science! So I have started drinking ZBiotics sugar to fiber every day because I like having a way to get closer to my daily recommended dose of fiber without needing to change my diet. So sugar to fiber is actually taking something that I'm eating and changing it to a different route, a healthier outcome. I don't have to add something to my new routine. I used to add a pack of sugar to fiber in my smoothies, but I haven't been doing smoothies. So now I just get a big mason jar full of really cold water and add a pack to that. Gut health is very important to me. Adding sugar to fiber to my daily routine is easy, and it helps ensure that I'm getting the diversity of fiber my body needs. Go to zbiotics.com/shespeaks and use She Speaks at checkout for 15% off any first-time orders of ZBiotics probiotics. ZBiotics has a 100% money-back guarantee, so if you're unsatisfied for any reason, they will refund your money, no questions asked. Thank you, ZBiotics, for sponsoring this episode. When someone says peace of mind, I laugh. Because what even is that? Well, I got to try cornbread CBD gummies, and I now understand. Cornbread Hemp's CBD gummies are formulated to help relieve discomfort, stress, and sleeplessness. I have to say, I've tried many a gummies, and these are the most pleasant feeling, if that makes sense. They only use the best part of the hemp plant, the flower, so it's pure and potent CBD. And all products are third-party lab tested and USDA organic. I underestimated their sleep CBD gummies because it honestly takes a tranquilizer to knock me out. I ate one at like 3 p.m. thinking, oh, it'll probably make me kind of relaxed. But I knocked out on the couch and woke up around 6, a little confused, but not mad at it. I never nap. Right now, She's Speaking listeners can save 30% on their first order. Just head to cornbreadhemp.com/shespeaks and use code SHESPEAKS at checkout. That's cornbreadhemp.com/shespeaks and use code SHESPEAKS. Taylor, and I remember when this happened, and I remember thinking, and I stand by it, that Taylor was just stirring up some drama for the show. I still stand by it. I still think that she didn't really care that much, and it's not too hard to logically put together that people probably like just didn't. But you know what? Actually, let's just go with it. It's more fun to just go with it than be like, this was fake. Excuse me, I have the hiccups again. But Taylor says, I had never seen such silence on a post. I do not think that Mom Talk is living up to the supportive outlet I thought we all had. Okay, Demi, though, took it far. Demi took it real far. And I have screenshot a bunch of the things that were said. So let me make sure I have them pulled up. Okay. Macy texted her, by the way. Macy had totally texted, and I think Michaela did too. A bunch of them text her. Michaela and Macy go to Demi's house. And Michaela goes, Taylor doesn't even text us back for 5 days. So, like, maybe give us 5 days rather than 24 hours before thinking we're, like, making a statement by not responding or not commenting. And Macy's like, she hasn't even commented on my last few posts, which I have no doubt. I have no doubt Taylor is incredibly self-centered as well and isn't thinking about how that maybe they did this intentionally, but I don't think that Michaela and Macy did. I don't even know who exactly Taylor was aiming this for, because she will say, well, we'll get into that. We'll get into that. But this is so silly. However, what she did was then create a whole hellstorm. What Taylor did. And then all of her people all of her fans saw that post and went and attacked the women, calling them bullies and stuff. Demi has clearly been vying for the number one spot. She probably sees what Taylor makes somehow. She finds out what Taylor makes on brand deals and whatnot. And she's calculating and counting and thinking, I should have that. I should have that. So this is a perfect opportunity for her to get in here. And so Demi says, I view Taylor as a liability to Mom Talk. From going live and throwing everyone under the bus with the swinging scandal to going on about the CMAs and trying to make us look bad. Honey, if you're about to try to say that what Taylor did with the swinging scandal was a bad thing for you, you're crazy. That is the only reason you guys have a show. That is the only fucking reason there was interest in any of you guys, is because Taylor did this whole thing because it's messy as hell and it was intriguing. And then a show was formed from it. But girl, you don't get it. No. She goes, I don't think she's qualified to be the leader and hasn't been the entirety of Mom Talk. She has not been the leader of Mom Talk. I have been secretly. Because remember, there was talk of that last season. Demi and Jesse and I think Layla went to swig. And Jesse, I believe, was joking, but like kind of serious. Like, we need a new leader. Can you be the leader? And Demi was like, fuck yeah, I can. Does it have more money involved? They're getting mean girl and bully comments and messages. And I feel bad for Michaela and for Macy because I know that they do, at least I can see they put in a lot of effort into Taylor's friendship. So I understand them being insulted by that. Like, we're getting called this, but I text you, I call you, I try to be there for you. And so that's not fair. All right. Taylor and Dakota, they do the handoff. And Taylor goes, with all the drama with Mom Talk, it's been so hard for me to give Dakota an answer. Like, all the drama with Mom Talk, one thing happened. You posted that they didn't comment on your CMAs thing. And then you caused drama. Like, you caused it. With all the drama going on in Mom Talk, I can't even give Dakota a firm answer because I'm focusing on that. Sure, girl. Leanne is obviously so on Taylor's side with the CMAs call out, right? Of course Leanne is, because Leanne went with Taylor to the CMAs. Like, they're on the carpet together, all right? Taylor says, yeah, some of them reach out in text messages, but not publicly. And publicly is what we're about in Mom Talk. That's essentially what she says. Public, yeah, maybe, sure. They sent me text messages, maybe even called me, but like, not on my post. They didn't comment on my post. And that's what we're about in Mom Talk. Sure, girl. Yeah. Sorry, that's too good. That's too good. Demi has been, though, very vocal on the internets. And it's basically like, we're supposed to bow down to Taylor like she's the queen. And Leanne knows. Leanne can spot it. She says she wants to be the queen bee. She's probably seen it for a minute. And Taylor's right. She saw a weak moment, tried to take me down. And that is exactly what happened. So, but like real friends, Macy and Michaela have a car chat with Taylor, which I thought was awesome. Like, we're just going to do this in the car. We don't need to go anywhere. We'll just do it in the car, get a swig or whatever they got. And Taylor goes, oh, I'm sorry. No, first, Michaela goes, so how's everybody feeling? And Taylor goes, I feel fine. And I think Michaela, or one of them goes, I bet you do. She goes, yeah, so I'm sorry that I feel fine. I would do it again. Okay. They're like, this isn't going to go well. Here's why, though, because that's how I felt. That's how I felt. Everyone saw my story that day and no one said a thing. That to me is telling. The silence was loud. And any of you would think the same thing. I don't care what you guys say. they're like, wow, this isn't going the way I thought it would. And so Michaela's like, I think it's confusing because does it matter if we reached out in real life or online? Like, which one is more important? And Taylor's like, I mean, both. Both is important. And then, but Taylor doesn't believe that they were even that upset. She's like, were you annoyed? Were you hurt? No, but it's also telling how quick you were to throw us all under the bus with no context, no warning. And Taylor goes, okay, so next time, just send you a warning that's what I'm going to post. Okay, cool. And Michaela goes, not necessarily, and then just laughs. Are you listening to anything we're saying at all? She's like, this is so not going well. I think that helped like soften Taylor because Taylor, they're not being mean to you right now. Michaela and Macy are being so nice and so they're being very gracious to give you their time separately from the group so that it doesn't feel like a gang up and that they can try to like maybe explain like, okay, let's shift your perspective a little bit. And Taylor is just fighting them like they're coming at her, you know? I think Michaela gets her when she says, even if I thought like, even if it was like, yeah, it was funny, if I saw that it was hurting people, I would still be like, you know what? I am sorry. I can still feel empathy for people that I've hurt. Like just hone onto your empath side, okay? Like you were in the wrong for posting it and for grouping everyone in. And Taylor is getting out of the car and she goes, yeah, I agree that you feel that way. They're like, what the fuck? Get out of the car. Just go. Get out of the car. But it did work. It planted something in Taylor's mind. Not in the moment, no, but it did. It planted something in her mind where she was like, I should think this through. So that's great. You know, that's great. Macy is doing her IVF transfer. It's crazy that we watch her do this transfer and then we watch her be pregnant. Like that we are really with, and they're already filming. They're still currently filming season 3. Like we have not left these women. We are going to see so much documented of their lives, like a full year straight, more than it feels like. Okay, Taylor and Layla are doing this. This was so baffling to me. They're doing a brand deal in New York the same day as the Saints and Sinners party because they're like, oh, how do you think tonight's going to go? I'm like, aren't you in New York? So this brand flew them out on a private jet to do this thing and then was flying them back. That's nuts. I guess that's cheaper than if they didn't have, that was, awesome for them, honestly. But okay, Taylor has sent an apology text to the group and Miss Demi has reacted to it. So let me pull up the group text. Okay. I don't know where I put the whole thing, but you can't really see the full apology anyway. But Taylor sends her apology and Demi responds. All we see of it is that we only see like a couple segments. I appreciate the attempt, but I do not accept this as a true apology. I would appreciate this apology so much more if you apologize and then shut up like you suggested Whitney do. And then the next part says, also bringing your issue with Miranda and Whitney in here like that is yet again so inappropriate. You really need to learn how to appropriately handle conflict. Okay, thank you so much. But then it goes back and forth, and it looks like Taylor says, noted, well, at least I sent an apology more than you ever did for me, and I've had your back this entire time because why? Demi says, you're proving right now that you're not genuinely sorry. This is all I needed to see. Taylor says, I'm sorry to those who want to accept it. I didn't even need to say anything. I chose to because I listened to some advice and sat with it. Don't accept it. I think you're a bitch how you just responded, definitely having been waiting for my downfall. And here you go, Demi. Demi says, what you think of me has nothing to do with me. Take a look in the mirror. And then says, again, how you handled me not accepting your form of an apology says more about you than it will ever say about me. Remember who was in the wrong here. You should be kissing our feet and seeking to genuinely make it right in the way that we feel fits, not yours. Girl. Okay. So this is Layla and Taylor at this brand deal. And Layla is notoriously Team Demi. Remember when she was trying to step in and defend Demi against Taylor, and Taylor's like, do you want to let me finish? Remember that? But Layla is like, Demi's taking it too far online. And so she's like ready to turn on her. And she goes, speaking of Demi, before we came here, she texted me and asked me how much I was making on this brand deal. I was shocked by that. Okay, it is, oh, damn it, I deleted it. It was like, how much are you making? And Layla's like, why? And she goes, LOL, it's fine if you don't want to tell me on text or if you're scared or something. I'm assuming like in case for the show. But I was like, why would you ever ask someone that? She said, you just said it was a lot of money. That's why. Whoa, girl. Yeah, you definitely are not to be trusted. Not at all. And then Layla says, I think she took it to heart that Taylor was asked to do the CMAs and not her. And she's probably 100% right. So when they're flying private back to Utah, Layla, who has just recently decided to dump Demi, is like, I feel like my issue is that I let other people dictate how I feel about somebody. So basically, I was closer with Demi and Jesse at one point. They would tell me things about you, Taylor, or what Jen was doing, and I would just take their side automatically. However, I think that they're taking it too far. And here's the group chat you're not in with all of them talking shit about you. Dude. She goes, I value our friendship right now, so I'm going to give you my group chat that Demi, me, Jesse, Macy, and Michaela are in. Okay, here's what it says. I believe that's Jesse says, no, but that's literally her just disassociating and pretending she's not in the wrong. Demi says, what does her caption even mean? She's dumber than a rock, truly. Hopefully they are silent then too. We're being gaslit? Hopefully they are silent then too. We're being, like, what the, okay, whatever. She cannot be fucking serious, Jesse says. And then Michaela sends 2 voice memos, which I'm very curious. Smart of her. Smart, right? And then Jesse says she is batshit crazy. She'll never realize it. She's very unwell in every sense of the word. But her online minions are going to go after us because she's the leader and got us all here, so we should bow down. So basically, Jesse and Demi had the same... Like, I feel like Demi's getting all the hell for saying shit online, but Jesse, you sound pretty opinionated, like you're sharing the exact same thoughts. We should all bow down. She's the leader, that kind of thing. So they're both at fault. Okay. But I believe Taylor when she goes, I don't talk about my friends like that, and I guarantee there will never be receipts like that on me about you guys. And I do believe that. I really do. But before the party back in Utah, Whitney and Demi are getting their hair done together. Okay. This alliance has officially formed. Even though just last episode, Whitney was trying to get the tea from Zach about Demi. And now she sees a chance to get Taylor out, so she's just going to take it. She's just going to take it. Whenever I would say things like, oh, I can't go do that activity because my knees will hurt, my feet will hurt, my hips, someone inevitably says, you just got to find the right shoes. And I'd be like, what shoes? Tell me. And I tried all of the suggestions and would still end up struggling in the same amount of pain until Vionic sponsored this podcast and changed my life with the shoes. Vionic shoes revolutionized medical orthotics. But see, when I say that, don't you immediately think of the ugliest shoe? Wrong. The shoes are chic. I have the Uptown Willa, which is part sneaker, part moccasin, very streamlined. I have the Uptown Loafer, which is part loafer, part sneaker. Oh, so cute. And my babies, the Monarch sneaker with the leopard print detail. Oh my God, I love those shoes so much. But these shoes legit have changed the way I can walk around and move in this world. For anyone who's had chronic pain in their body, you can relate when activities get suggested and you're like, I don't know if I can handle all that walking. Enter Vionic shoes. Changed the game. Listen to me. Go to bionicshoes.com and use code SheSpeaks at checkout for 15% off your entire order. When you log into your account, one-time use only. Bionic shoes are wearable well-being for your feet. At this party, it is on and poppin' with Demi and Taylor from the moment she walks in with her wings in Dakota. Taylor goes, I wanted to come tonight to support my friends, unlike some other people. And then Demi goes, let's not everyone us again. That didn't go well the first time. And Taylor goes, I'm okay. Well done. Demi goes, yeah, I'm saying we're not, because everyone got lumped in. And Taylor goes, I wouldn't speak for everyone here. But then Demi's like, oh, I know, because I have talked to everyone. Everyone is frustrated. And Taylor goes, oh, they've all talked to me as well. You went to a whole other level than all these other girls. So they go into the back room at this point. And Taylor goes, I wanted to apologize. And I'm no longer apologizing to you specifically, looking at Demi. So I'm apologizing to everyone here but you, okay? So don't listen. Because of the bullying I've seen online. And she goes, I wasn't sorry until Michaela talked to me about the bigger picture. Jesse's like, but why would you not be sorry? Because I feel like I was just sharing my feelings and I didn't think about it in the big picture that you guys were going to get bullied. Jesse's like, you know the platform you have, which is true. Like, in what world would you put that out there and not expect a response? And then Taylor goes, well, you guys think I'm dumber than a rock, so maybe it's that. Now, Layla's panicked because Layla's like, oh, shit, you're going to bring it up now? But Layla, what was your game plan, girl? Like, you gave this to Taylor saying she should know what she's about to walk into at the Saints and Sinners party and then expected her not to bring it up? Poor planning. Really poor planning, I gotta say, girl. Because, like, you know? What else was she going to do? You armed her with something. So, okay, Demi and Jesse go back and forth with Taylor about the post. And Taylor eventually reluctantly apologizes. And Demi, she tries it. She goes so hard. She goes, this is a pattern, and the betrayal is so deep for you that I can't believe you would do something like that. God, okay, I would love to. I want someone to be like, guys, we're filming a show. Like, this is just creating drama. Like, it wasn't that serious. Yes, you guys got a little bullied, but relax, okay? She's apologizing, all right? And Taylor goes, no, this is a buildup. You have been feeling this from before this because you were a whole bully to me. And she's waiting for Layla to say something. And I could have told her that that was not going to happen. When Taylor told Layla she was going to go for Demi or like try to or stand up for herself at least, Layla didn't really play that through with what it would look like. It's kind of scary. And Layla is clearly not one to want to get in the middle of stuff. She likes to stay pretty, well, a little neutral, but a little messy actually, because that whole Jen comment. But anyway, Demi goes, I was defending myself against your behavior, and it's very weird of you to sit in your chair right now and spin this on his head like you're the victim. That is the most victim complex thing I've ever seen in my life. She loves to diagnose people. She loves to come in with some psychological things. Okay. Oh, is it a victim complex thing? I mean, a little bit, yes. But also now you are turning it into a victim thing. Now, what Demi is reminding me of something I did. I had a job in a restaurant one time, and I was the AGM, and I was really hoping to get the GM position. And the GM was this guy who I just thought was such a fucking idiot. And in the process of me I don't know what my plan was. Like, I was just determined to get him out of there. And I was irrational, but my eyes were on this one prize, and they didn't need to be on that prize. Because guess who ended up getting fired? Me. We had to lay off a bunch of people, and I was one of the people that got laid off because I should have been. Honestly, they should have fucking fired me. So I relate to Demi because I feel like she has given herself, she's entitled to this leadership position and just thinks if she can knock Taylor off of it, and she knows she's right. She knows she's right. Taylor is the problem. And she's so righteous about it. But in the process, she's making herself look so fucking bad. It's like looking at myself, oh God, I don't even know if that place is still open. But it was, whenever I think about that job, I shudder because I was like, what was I doing? Okay, God. I was drinking all the time. I was a mess then. But I get when you have appointed yourself the worthy leader, and obviously this is very different because this is about mom talk and something that's not like as tangible as a position, like AGM or GM. Like this is some silly made up position that they have for Taylor. It's not like Taylor hasn't been titled the leader and therefore it's like, well, she's technically the leader because, like this is a real job with real positions and titles, right? No. But Demi is like, oh, she is not the leader. And once she's gone, I'll be the leader. And I'll especially be the leader because I'm the one who got her out. Right? No. So Taylor goes, I just think you're fake. And Demi's like, I'm not fake. Okay, does anyone else here think I'm fake? They love to put things to a vote. They really do. They think that is a problem solver. Right? Taylor goes, no, I know that you're fake. And then Jesse's like, well, just say it. You can't just say it and not back it up. And Taylor's like, I feel bad. I don't know if I should say it. I feel bad. But then finally she goes, okay, she doesn't think you're good at hair. And she told me not to go to you. That's why I went to a different salon because she doesn't think you're good at all. And she says that she's stuck in a thing with you. And Demi looks so busted because I can hear it. I can hear of course she said that. When you think you've got this like connection with the person, with your hair person, and you just can't go to someone else and you're like scared, are they going to get upset? But like they're not very good. It happens. It does happen. I don't know. I can't tell if I've ever seen Demi or Jesse's work. I guess she does Michaela's hair. But I'm such a stickler about hair. I need to look, I guess, at Michaela's hair. Because did you guys know, side note, sorry, Jesse hired Michaela's husband, Chase, or Jace, is it Jace? To be her assistant in the salon. Michaela posted like a follow me while I go get my hair done and my husband is Jesse's assistant vlog thing. And there he is right there, like handing her foils and handing her the things that you'd hand as an assistant. Really? So I guess he couldn't get a job and needed a job. And that was okay. All right. That's just shocking. But Demi is trying to like get out of it. She's like, I said, no, go to Jay-Z. I don't know how they do with color. They're great at extensions. I mean, I literally had my hair done by them one time. And Taylor goes, but were you happy with that one time? Demi says, I don't remember. So no, you would know. You would know. Whitney tries to get them off this because she sees what Taylor's done here and she's like, can we just have resolution about the petty IG posts and then move on from that? And Taylor goes, no, because she's a fake. I think she's a bitch. I really, truly think that. Holy shit. Well, then Miranda goes, okay, I don't think it's fair, though, to like turn other people against each other right now. And Taylor's eyes are so wide. She goes, I'm trying to tell her what her friends say behind her back. Yeah, no, Miranda just busted you. Miranda busted you right there. It's exactly what you're doing. You're just trying to deflect and get them to get mad at each other. That's what happened there. And so Demi goes, okay, do we want to get into how you are behind closed doors? Should we open that door? Should we talk about the way you treat your boyfriend? Go get help. Stop hurting people. Take accountability for what you're doing. Oh my God. My jaw was on the floor. I could not believe she was talking like that. And she's like, but yes, it's from my history. Demi goes, it's every goddamn time you're with us, you're going through a hard time. This is a you problem. Let's go ask Dakota. And Taylor goes, go ahead. And then Demi goes, no, I'm going to protect Ever in this situation. No, you did not. No, you did not. Oh, Oh, no. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Not good. Demi's confessional. Thinking back to Taylor's arrest, Taylor and Dakota, because they're just so toxic in their relationship, I would never put my child in that environment. Oh, you're talking about the kids too. You're saying she's putting her child in danger. Ooh, they're just fighting words. That's all. It's like, these are fighting words, girl. And Jesse's like, okay, we've kind of gotten off track here. Let's go back to what this was about. And Whitney goes, all I want to know is, are you sorry? And Taylor goes, to all of you and how I made you feel and the people coming at you, yes, I'm sorry for that. And that is it. Nothing else outside of that very specific thing. Okay, so they disperse, but then Taylor and Jesse talk more, and we're left with a classic, I don't know where we go from here. Which is another Secret Lives of Mormon Wives trope. They say that all the time. Will Mom Talk survive this? And I don't know where we go from here. That is that should be their other slogan. We are just getting good. Episodes 9 and 10 are all we got left. I will be definitely doing episodes 9 and 10 separately because they're both big and juicy. And I just was taking notes for episode 9. I was like, oh, they're like 8 pages. Because it's just a lot of good stuff. And then episode 10, obviously, something. And then we're done. And then I'm going to miss them. But hopefully we're getting season 3 relatively fast. Because they're filming it. I don't think it's going to be that long. So it's just fingers crossed. Okay. All right, guys. Love you so much. Thanks for coming on this journey with me. I'll see you soon. Bye. Thanks for tuning in to She's Speaking with Emily Hanks. This show is produced, hosted, and edited by me, Emily, and brought to you in partnership with Cloud 10 Media. If you are looking for bonus content, check out the Patreon. The link is in the description. To show some support, you can hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. Another free way to support the pod, please rate and/or review on whatever platform you listen. It's free, and it helps the algorithm or something. You can also head to buymeacoffee.com/shespeaks and buy me a coffee or 2. Make sure you're following me on all social medias. I am She's Speaking with Emily Hanks across all platforms: Threads, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. That's it. Thank you guys. See you soon.